What do I need to start an LLC business? We're going to answer that question in this video. Okay, let's rock. Let's talk about what you need to start an LLC business. Okay, and let's first define an LLC. It's a limited liability company, not to be confused with what some people call a limited liability corporation. It is not a corporation. You do not have a board of directors, okay? A limited liability company is basically a business entity that you set up to do your best to protect yourself and your personal assets. That's the reason you're setting this up. That's why it's called a limited liability company. So if anything bad was to happen with the company, with the business you're setting up with the LLC, and somebody tries to sue you or something like that, they basically normally, in most conditions, can only go after the company's assets, right? That's all they can go after is what the company has, not your personal stuff. So they can't come after your house and your other stuff, but there's exceptions to every rule. And don't be fooled, because believe me, in America, some attorneys will try to go after you for everything. But the law usually protects you if you're an LLC and the reason you're being sued or something like that is because of a business-related thing. They pretty much have to go after the company and not you. You're basically an officer or a manager, right? A partner of the company, and they can't come after you. So again, check with your attorney for more clarity on that. But you're asking, like, what do I need to start this thing? Okay, so I don't know at this point, are you asking for like what qualities do you need to possess? Or are you asking me how much money do I need, or what kind of paperwork, what kind of documents do I need? So let's kind of run through some of those several different ones so we can answer all the questions. And that way, if you have additional questions, you can obviously comment at the end of the video. Okay, so to start an LLC business, I want to start with like personal attributes, okay? You need to have strong work ethic if you're going to think about getting into a business. I don't care if it's an LLC or anything like that. You need to be motivated and determined. You need to be resilient. You need to be persistent. Somebody that doesn't give up easy. If you fail, you pick yourself up, you try again until you succeed. All right, so those are the kind of attributes you're going to need prior. If you don't possess that, it's like, don't even go to step 2. I'm dead serious, because business is a serious game. It's a game, but it's a serious one. And there's usually life-changing money, life savings money at stake in business. And I'll tell you what, it does not reward the weak. It does not reward the people that don't work hard, right? The lazy people. It does not reward people that just try a couple times and give up, or think that, hey, I'm going to give away half the stuff all the time and comp this and comp that. You have got to be shrewd. You have got to hone down on your business, learn how to cut expenses and things like that. So I'm trying to give you kind of the prerequisites and the things you've really got to think about before you even think about getting into a business. Okay, so now let's talk about things you're going to need to get into an LLC. You're obviously going to need a little bit of money, right? No duh, you're going to need some money. Now the question is, do you just want to know how much money you need just to start and register the LLC? Or are you talking about setting up the whole business? Because depending on the state that you're registering your business in, and get a good lawyer and attorney that can help you out do this. It's not rocket science. You just go to the Secretary of State's website and you follow the online steps, and anybody can do it. The question is, do you feel comfortable doing it, right? And a lot of times, like in the past, there's times where I've not felt comfortable to do certain things. So I call a lifeline, right? I find a friend or a family member or an attorney or a CPA or somebody that can help me kind of walk me through the process. And it's a lot easier when you have somebody that's already crossed the bridge, right? Say, hey, I've already crossed that bridge. Let me just show you how to do it. It's that simple. So that's what you're going to want to do, is you're going to want to find somebody that can help you register the business online with the Secretary of State's website. And you might decide, after consulting your CPA and your attorney, you might actually decide that you don't want to set up an LLC for tax reasons or something like that. There might be something else that you decide to do. So again, that's a reason to seek good counsel. Now, as far as setting up the LLC, once you do it, at the very end of the process, you should get something called your articles. It could be the articles of organization, articles of incorporation, same basic thing. It's going to have your business entity ID number. It's probably going to have the seal of your state, right? Your name, all the information you entered. And that's going to be your basics, right? Now then, right now you're saying, okay, so what next? Okay, so let's just talk about that. What are you going to need to do after you register your LLC online, right? You're going to need to set up your EIN number, Employment Identification Number, with the IRS. And you should be able to find that on the IRS's website, irs.gov. And that's something that a good CPA and an attorney working together, obviously they can really help you set that up. But I've done them before. They're not rocket science, like I said earlier. They're not tough. It's really your information and what you're entering. But if you need somebody to help you out, hold your hand, whatever, no big deal. There's no shame in the game. I'd rather do it right the first time. I know you probably would as well. So it probably is a good idea to just take the time to have somebody kind of help you out the first time. And when you go through it, you're saying, God, that was easy. I could almost like teach a class on that. And it is that easy. It's not really that difficult. But sometimes it gets to a couple spots where you might have questions for your CPA or attorney. It's good to have them go through it. Okay, so after you've registered your LLC, you've registered your EIN number, now the question is, are you going to have employees? Do you want to set up, say, payroll or something like that? Another thing to consider is, do you want to set up, or I'm sorry, not do you must. You definitely should. I'm sorry, I've got like multiple things on my mind. You absolutely need to set up an operating agreement. If you don't know what an operating agreement is, it's basically the rules that you're going to set up for your business for yourself, or if you have partners, who can do what, who's got the power to do what, who can go out and apply for a credit card, who can go get a company vehicle, who can apply for a big loan, what the tasks are of each partner, right? Hey, I'm going to do these 8 things. You're going to do these 8 things, whatever. It lists all the stuff. It basically is the rules of the game, the rules of your business amongst the ownership group. So if it's even just you need to have an operating agreement, especially if you're married or something like that, because they even put things like transfer of death clauses in there. So if you happen to pass away, your spouse, significant other, the business would just pass down to them because it was in there. That's a legal document that the state will honor and things like that. And I highly recommend paying the money to have a licensed attorney in your state to set up your operating agreement rather than trying to be cheap and do it yourself. And I'm not trying to put it down. I know you're trying to maybe save money, but this is one case where not spending the money and being cheap would actually potentially cost you something major in the future. A lot of attorneys, most attorneys, have big solid templates that they have for operating agreements. And you can just tell them, hey, I've had these 3 concerns or these 5 ideas that I really wanted to add. Are those in there? And they'll be like, yeah, most likely they are. Or they'll be like, oh, we don't have that in our standard operating agreement that we give to most clients, but we can certainly add it, right? Now, the more stuff you add and delete, whatever, the attorney's going to bill you by the hour. So you want to set it up right. So it's kind of that fine line between how much money you want to spend, setting up your operating agreement. The bottom line is take the time to set it up right the first time, whatever it's going to take, okay? So what have we done? Let's recap. We're setting up our LLC, right, which is going to give us our business entity number, right, our ID number with the state. We're going to set up our EIN number. We're going to set up our operating agreement. We're going to set up payroll if necessary. Are you going to use a payroll company like ADP or Paychecks, right? Are you going to use QuickBooks? What are you going to use, right? You're gonna need possibly QuickBooks as well to keep inventory, or maybe use like a point of sale system like Square or whatever. You're gonna want to set that up. And then make sure you get all your permits and your licenses, your sales tax accounts, whatever specific licenses and tax accounts are specific to your business. Make sure you get your withholding tax set up. Make sure you get your unemployment, your workers' comp, get all your insurance set up for your business, your liability, I said workers' comp, and all that fun jazz. So anyway, there's a lot that you need to do to start an LLC business. Hopefully I've given you a lot of pointers, and I know it's a lot of information to take in. The beautiful thing about this, it's a video, so you can rewind it, pause it, jot everything down, and continue to watch other videos, because I'm going to keep elaborating and sharing a lot of this stuff as it becomes available. So if you like the video, I thank you for watching it. Make sure to like it, comment, and share it with your friends and family. I'd love to share the wisdom and the things I've learned with everybody that you know. Don't forget to subscribe, so that way when I upload a video, you're going to get an email immediately letting you know that it's live and rocking and rolling on YouTube. And remember, listen, even if you're going through tough times now, man, woman, it doesn't matter. I've been there. I've gone through it. I've been down. I've been laying on my back, knocked out just like a boxer. And no matter how hard it gets, you got to pick yourself up and you got to try again. So no matter how hard it gets, remember this from me. Never give up, push hard, keep pushing, and be the hustler.